What is going on, family? We are here on Twitch tonight for Patreon appreciation stream, and the first song we got in the list tonight is The Fever Kings, and this one comes to us from our good friend Joe, so we definitely want to appreciate her for again being the one to introduce us to the Fever Kings in the first place. I think that her goal was to make sure that we hit every song from the Fever Kings, which is my goal too. So I'm glad that she's been keeping up with it, and she's been basically the one kind of guiding us through this journey of how we've been hitting these songs. So I'm appreciative of her first and foremost. And yeah, I'm excited to check out the next one from Fever Kings. Ain't Gonna Say a Word. This one's from a couple years ago, so older song, but again, I think we're caught up on all the newer stuff, so I think everything's from a couple years ago, so we're getting to back some of the origin stories, I think. So let's check it out.
Heartfelt season, stormy skies. I feel a tear from in my eye. And you can do what you want, but I ain't gonna say a word. You're fickle as stuff, but you do it again. You're wrong from the start to win the sneak. You can do what you want, but I ain't gonna say a word, a word, a word, a word. Crease the air into a line, points it to the place that you desire.
All right. Whew. I got the goosebumps again with that one, man. Ugh. That one. Initially, like off the rip, I was like, ooh, we're getting into the sad one. We're getting into a sad song now. I think what I like the most about this band is that like every song that they have that I have listened to, we got a couple more left to catch up on. But going through their discography of all the songs and music that they've put out there and released so far, I think they're extremely consistent in a couple of things that I feel like I take away from like every one of their songs. Like I make a lot of jokes about like the chicken out here being bland and like putting a little bit of spice and flavor into it, and that's where I feel like a lot of like music where there's just you kind of lack the soul. And I feel like everything that I hear from them, like there's always like this soulfulness to it. There's always kind of like a little bit of like a sadness to a lot of the songs, but I mean, obviously, if you're new to the channel, let me tell you, we like the sad music around here. You know what I mean? But there's always like a little bit of that, like that I hear in it. But like, there's always so much like attention to detail too, where like I feel like there's just that little extra flavor and a little extra spice that we're like, when you take it for the whole thing. Like it's just each section that you're listening to the song, and like you can just like you can tell that there's a thought behind it. You know what I mean? Like everything like it's smooth, it flows, and it leads me to like my biggest thing that I like about them again is that they have you singing the songs by the time that they're done, in every single one of them. The first time that you listen to them. Where like some of the words of the chorus and those melodies like resonate with you, where it just kind of sticks with you when it kind of just like hits you in the chest and it just kind of stays there. Does that make sense? Where it's like it's kind of hard to kind of like do that with each song that you're doing, where like you just kind of like again, I feel like you feel the soulfulness in it, and it just each one of them they work for me. They work for me. I don't know how else to describe it. I'm a big fan of this band. I've really enjoyed getting familiar with the Fever Kings music. And like I said, I just really feel like they have missed for me this way. Where like they're each one of their songs has made me feel something different. And even though it's all kind of like in the same relative like ballpark, like I took different emotions and different feelings away from each song. The video concept on this one I thought was really cool too, like really just behind the scenes kind of shots all kind of put together. I thought was really, really cool. I'm a big fan when bands do stuff like this. I think it kind of humanizes the act sometimes, and I think it but it also in a very artistic way where it kind of shows you the people behind the art that's being created. So I think that's always really cool. Like, as a fan, I don't need to get too much up in people's businesses, but it is nice to get like a little sneak peek of it. Does that make sense? So I think it helps connect with people a little bit more when artists do stuff like this. So like, I'm always a big fan of seeing like videos and concepts of stuff like this, because I think it's just really dope. Versus just like a really well put together, like, oh yeah, our concerts rock real. You know what I'm saying? Like different kind of vibes and different kind of emotions getting drawn out of it. So I think that's all I got for this one, guys. Again, I want to appreciate Joe again for the request this week on this one. Be kind to a stranger. Tell somebody that you love them. And if you haven't joined the Foxtrot family, there's always room for you.